GE Aerospace. This one absolutely ripping today. And why are they ripping today? Well, they crushed it on the earnings. They put up $1.32 looking for $1.05. Not so bad. You also look over at the revenue, $9.88 billion. Oh, and by the way, we're going to buy some shares back. Let's maybe go for $7 billion. The numbers are absolutely incredible from GE Aerospace, which is exactly why when you look at this stock, the low was 103. The high is 207.65. That high was hit today. So the stock is absolutely ripping to the upside. Double the average volume in the first hour or so. Incredible. The one thing I would just warn about is when you look at the PE of this name, it's starting to get a little bit upper on the upper side. It's up into the mid 30s. That doesn't mean it can't continue to make it to the upside, but that is one thing that I think it's on the higher end. Always just know the fundamental side of things. But fundamentally, everything is looking good. The outlook was outstanding for GE Aerospace.
Yeah, and I mean, look, as we say all the time, the earnings story has been as much about the guidance as it has been about the reporting of the previous quarter's performance. And yes, they outperformed the street's expectation in the previous quarter's performance. Part of that story, by the way, Pete, is the fact that that spinoff, that separation of GE Aerospace and GE Vernova, I forget the exact name of it, which is the energy component of the business. That was a fairly controversial move. There was a lot of market watchers that were saying this may not work out as planned or as expected. Well, it appears to be working out pretty well for both companies. And the concept of the outlook, CEO looking at double-digit growth and 100% free cash flow growth in 2025. I got to think some of this has to do with the overall outlook for industrial companies in this country in 2025 and beyond under Donald Trump. Got to bring it up again. I know we're bringing it up a lot, but it is a very significant component of why the outlooks of companies like this are what they are. Increased spending in aerospace and defense, increased support for those sectors here in this country. I like this name. It is starting to look a little bit pricier, but if we were talking about it as an AI name, Pete, we'd be saying it's cheap.
Yeah, we sure would.